Hi guys, Jared from Yabba Dabba Q. Today we are going to be cooking a black origin Wagyu rump cap, or Picanha as it's also been called. This is a 6-7 marble score. Nice little fat cap on the top of it. So we'll crack into it, get this opened up. Today we're going to do this on a rotisserie. So we're going to slice it up, show you how to slice it up. So there's a bit of blood in there, just going to wipe that off with some paper towel. Get rid of that. Flip that over. Just dry that blood off it. There we go. Doesn't need a lot of trimming, it's quite good on the back side. As you can see the marbling through that. If we just get the zoom in on that, you can see that marbling coming through there. It looks quite nice. So you can see that there. It's beautiful through. So we're just going to trim a little bit of the silver skin off, and then we'll get it sliced up and rubbed. It's got a little fat cap on it. We want to leave that on there as well. Once again, fat is flavour. So we'll leave as much as that we can. That'll render down and come nice and crisp. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this off. So nice sharp knife. These are a really nice handmade knife, made from Reese down in CH Knives in Christchurch. But yeah, if you've got a really nice sharp knife, there's a lot of them out on the market at the moment. Just make sure it's really sharp. So that's about all I'm going to take off that. I'm just going to trim this edge off a little bit. I think it's a bit, just to smear it off a little bit. And we can see that marbling through there. This is only a 6-7, so there's still an amazing lot of marble in there and flavour. So we'll get that there. Just trim that off. Lovely, that's looking amazing. Okay, the top part looking quite good on there. Just trim that little edge off there, just to tidy it up a little bit. Just to help the cooking a little bit, trim that up. Right. So now we're going to cut this into slices. So we want nice slices, sort of around there. Slice that one through. Slice that one through. One there. Straight through. We'll just take that little end off, I think. So if we have a look at that, we break that down. Let's look at that marbling. Look at that. It's lovely. We're going to bend them over like that when we put them on the rotisserie. So we want to have all that fat on the outside, which is going to render down through the meat when it's cooking and just create some amazing flavour. Okay, so we'll leave that there. We'll just get this cleaned up and we'll come back and we'll get some rubbing onto them and get them ready to go. So we're going to get this rubbed down. I'm going to do a binder with the 362 Grill House mustard, local mustard here in the Waikato. Then we're going to rub it down with 4 saucepan beef rub, another New Zealand rub. I love the colour of this one. So they do this in the tub, or they do it in the packet. So we're going to run with that one today. So I've got this with the fat cap down because we don't want to get the rub avoidable as possible getting it onto the fat cap. So we're just going to go along the bottom first with a bit of mustard on each one. Give it a rub over. The mustard just helps that rub stick to it. So you don't need a lot of it. You're not going to taste too much of it. You can use any rub, or whatever your preference is on these. You don't have to use mustard. You can definitely go without it if you don't want that on there. So you just give it a good rub over there. There we go. So come down, beautiful. There we go. Just rub down nicely. Paper towel. Hands down a little bit. Okay. So again with the 4 saucepan beef rub. Just has a really nice, like a purple colour from the beetroot it has in it. Once again, try and avoid, don't want too much on it. Try and avoid getting too much onto that fat cap. You can help it. that. There we go. I'll put this one over. Top of it. Nice colour through that. Okay, this one. Patting it down afterwards. Being Wagyu, this is black original Wagyu, there's a lot of flavour in that fat and everything in the meat anyway, so I'm not putting too much rub on it because I want to capture the actual flavour of the Wagyu. You know, with the rub is just a bit of an enhancement to it, just to add another layer of flavour, but the Wagyu's just got so much flavour in it, you don't get a lot of rub on it. So, pretty like that. This one. Okay. Beautiful marbling through these. It's stunning. There we go. So that's all rubbed down. We're going to leave them for a couple of minutes now, just to let that rub infuse in, and then we'll come back and we'll put them on the rotisserie. We'll show you how to do that, how to bend them on, and then we'll put them on the rotisserie. Okay, cheers guys. Now we're going to show you, this will be soaking for a few minutes, 5 minutes or so. Just going to skewer this on now. I'm using the Speedo Soul rotisserie. Great little attachment available here. They'll fit on anything. I'm going to run it on the blue GA. I'm going to rise here, Team Barbecue or our friends over there that make the risers for these. So when we put these on, we want to expose as much of that fat cap as what we want. So if we put it like that, we're going to go through the middle, through the outside of it. Just watch your fingers when you're doing these. Put that on there, all the way down. Fold the next one as we can. There we go. Through the centre, like that. The first one hasn't come up too well, but that's all right. Just one more piece. Fold this one in half as well. I can get it. Get a much bigger picanha, will fold a lot better. This one here is still going to be pretty good still. Just put it on there nicely. It's going to spin nicely for us and have all that flavour running through there from that fat as it renders down. So there, that's on there like that. So it's just going to spin nicely. We've got all that fat there, it's just going to run through, create a nice crust as it turns. Back now, we've got it onto our GA now. I've got some Samba cocoa shots in there. I just love the flavour of the coconut shell. So if you've got other brands out there you want to use that have the coconut shell, I really love it. But I do just use the Samba ones. I've also got a chunk of cherry and a chunk of black walnut wood in there, just to help with a bit of smoke through it, and just add that extra flavour to it. So if we pan over here, we can have a look how it's sitting on there. Look at that, that's beautiful. Colour's coming up all right. Now, the fat is starting to crisp up and drop down and just creating that flavour. That is stunning. So that won't be too far away, and we'll be able to take that off and slice it up. It's about ready. We've just been probe temperaturing it as we go. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to take that off now. That's coloured up nicely. Really, really nice. So we're going to take that off and pop it over, and we're just going to rest it for a few minutes just to let that flavour go through and the moisture, and let the meat rest out so it comes up really nice. Pop that off. Onto that tray. Just let that sit there. There. Nice photo of that. Just going to let that rest now. I'm going to throw some foil over it, and then we'll come back and we'll start slicing into it. Okay. We've had this resting under the foil for probably about 10 minutes now. We'll lift that off. Take the skewer out. Just going to push these off. sliced up. There. That's beautiful. Absolutely lovely. Okay, so let's have a look at just some nice slices off this. Wonderful. Beautifully cooked. Nice sharp knife really helps cut through these. Of course your end pieces are going to be more cooked than your centre pieces, so these end pieces are going to be a bit more, especially if you're doing a function or something like that for a group. We know some people don't like it overcooked, well, sorry, like it, what they call undercooked, but you know, to me, there's beautiful colour through that. That's beautiful. So we're all done. Thanks a lot, guys.